that. Limitation, in the limitation, we explain the approach, design, and method and techniques. What are the aspect you didn't cover? Sampling problem, why you use that sampling, you explain. Uncontrolled variables, if you didn't use any control variable, then why you didn't use, you have to acknowledge there. And then generability of the data, if you use the sample size is very small, it makes difficult to generalize the whole population. So that you have to acknowledge that why you, what restraint or constraint you faces to go further to the broad uh, sample. Representation of subject, compromise of internal external validity. If there have any validity factor loading issues, then you have to acknowledge. If any biasness, social desirability bias, or any kind of bias, if have, statistically that not ignored or addressed into the discussion section, you have to acknowledge in the limitation section. And state the weakness, do not apologize. Okay, it's no harm to acknowledge your limitation, but should not overstate the limitation, because if you overstate your limitation, that weak your paper. Okay, that what actually you did, if all about your limitation, all about weakness. So 2, 3, 4 limitations aspect is okay. More than is should be avoided. No need to address much about the limitation. In the conclusion and future research direction, it's very important nowadays. Also, the every reviewer or editors, they want to see that how you research contribute to the future direction, what actually you offer. Okay, so do not overstate the findings. Whatever you find, be honest and explain that. Relate your objective and research question, what actually you stated in your the introduction section, which objective you keep in mind, and you try to relate with your findings. And mention the limitation. Some researchers, the journals, they wanted to integrate the limitation into the conclusion. Some want the separation. If you follow with the flow, okay, the requirement. And work in progress, if you, is your project is a part of any continuous project, you mention that these papers are from this project, and we have planned to conduct future research, or this project is a continuation of the previous another project. So you have to mention that. Recommendation, if possible, you give, it's a good practice. And future work, okay, what are the variables you didn't cover, but others researchers, then they can explore further. And no speculative statement that you didn't address in the study, but you are overstating, overselling. So don't try to be over smart or overselling. That makes the more questions. Okay, try to avoid that. Any, don't give any chances to give the comments of the